Hello everyone, I'm going to quickly go over the new iOS 15 and kind of cover the important features that I believe will benefit you the most in the classroom. So first off, nothing really looks that different on the surface of iOS 15. You're viewing my screen and I have iOS 15 on my device, and nothing's really that different from 14, except if you look at my dock here at the bottom. The dock has been changed slightly to where it can hold more apps, so you can put more of your important apps here on the bottom, and it has added the app library. So if you click into it, the app library will pull up. If you have an iPhone with iOS 14, this should look very familiar because it is also a feature that they added in 14 to the phone, but not the iPad. So if you're looking here, it breaks it down into the various different categories that Apple certifies stuff in, so it might be different than the way you have things sorted. But all of your apps are here that you can click into. So if I click into education here, it'll pull up all my education apps. You can also type in the search bar here and search for any app or scroll through to find what you're looking for. I believe that's a very important change that they've added to the iPad of letting you find things quickly instead of having to swipe from the center of the screen. You can now just click that. It's automatically added to the end of your dock and everything's available for you. You can also swipe to the start from the right, go to the left, and this will pull up this all the app library as well. So that's one thing you'll notice. They have done more improvements with the widgets if you're interested in doing that. So I'm going to click and hold, and as everything starts shaking, you can see here, you can hit plus, and you can add all the different types of widgets you want on there. It gives you a little more customization if that's what you're looking for your iPad. To me, this was more of a iPhone feature than an iPad feature, but it can help with the way you organize your display. So all of that is available for you by just pressing and holding on the screen and letting everything start shaking. Everything else, a lot is the same. So if you swipe down from the top right, you're still going to have your control center. Swiping from the top left will pull up your notification center. So that really hasn't changed that much. But they did add one feature, and this is what I believe is the most important feature in terms of the way you can use your iPad, but especially the way students can use their iPads. So one feature that they added from the screen is if you swipe from the bottom right-hand corner, it pulls up a quick note. A quick note is just a very fast access to your notes without having to go through finding the app, and you can instantly start adding stuff to it. If you click into it, you can start typing. With a stylus or an Apple Pencil, you can start writing in it as much as you want. Of course, I have done a complete video already on how to optimize your Apple Pencil and use it so I can do my scribble to text. And all of that is very quickly available. And then I can simply swipe down on it, and you see it's hidden there to the left for me to access again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Safari. So you see here, I have Apple stuff pulled up. I was reading over some articles trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to discuss and what's most beneficial to you as a teacher. So if you're looking now specifically, I can open up that quick app and have access to move around the screen at the same time adding notes. So that might be very, very helpful for those students who are looking to work in multiple apps at once, which leads me into my next feature of multitasking. Multitasking has been completely redone in my opinion. It's still the same functions, so you have the two basic, which is full screen and split screen, but they have changed it just a little bit. So now you see at the very top right up here, you can click those three dots and it gives you three options. You have full screen, split screen, and then you have what I call the tab view. So if you hit split screen, it's going to ask you to add a different split screen. So boom, now I've got my notes and I've got my website. But a lot of times when you do that, you limit what exactly you can see here. So I like to put my notes in tab view, which allows me to move it wherever I want to. It's kind of like an extension of the quick notes, and I can move it wherever I want to put it at, if it'll cooperate. And this helped get rid of the constantly having to drag and move stuff around. By clicking those three dots at the top, you can now move things more efficiently, which I think is a huge bonus to the productivity of the multitasking feature with iPad. Now, one thing I failed to mention with quick notes, let me get rid of this. Like if I go here and I want to put a quick note up, it'll automatically, if you're in a website, and you can hit add link and you instantly put that link in there so you can quickly get back to it. Or if you're trying to do research for a paper, the way I've used this, if I'm doing research for a paper and I want to remember the website that I was on to get that research from, I just hit add link and then everything is there for me when I go back to the note later on. So that's just a great feature that they have really pushed and worked for in this new update. And this doesn't just work in Safari and Notes. It can work in Chrome. It can work in Canvas. There's so many options you have available with the multitasking. The next thing I want to talk about is called Focus. Focus, to me, the way Apple describes it when they do their video on the Focus feature, and by that, if you swipe down to get your control center from the top right, you can hit Focus, and this is how you would turn it on, and you can see the different options here. But to really change that, you need to go to your settings, find Focus here, and then you have two different options. You can always hit the plus button and create more, but I want to look at the work setup. So you hit that, this is what you'll get, and what it's going to do, it's going to let you customize what you are going to allow to happen during your work hours. The reason to me this is so important is that you no longer have to worry about getting multiple notifications or any type of disruption while presenting with your iPad or your Mac. So here I don't have my iMessages turned on my iPad or any contacts imported, so this will not affect me. But by choosing no one, I'll hit is other people and hit no one, then I'm gonna have nothing coming through, whether it's someone tried to FaceTime my email address or message my email address, it won't come through. So I hit allow none. This is where you're allowing choose your apps that you want notifications from. I don't want notifications from photos, but I want notifications from my Canvas app. You can scroll through your various different apps and choose what you actually want notifications from. You might want calendar. You might want your alarm, your clock app. You can choose what you want to get notifications from, and then you need to make sure it is time sensitive. So if I hit allow, it's going to be ready, and then I'm going to hit add a schedule. So from this, you have the three options of when you open a specific app, a specific time, or specific location. You could either do location or time. I like to do time, and let's see. I'm going to set mine from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Let's see. Monday through Friday, so the weekdays. So Monday through Friday, I'm only going to get notifications from those apps. because that is my work time. And then I turn it on so it's on automatically. So every Monday at 7 o'clock, it's going to turn on and it'll cut off at 4 o'clock. That's just a great feature of limiting the notifications and limiting distractions, especially when you're presenting, because to me, nothing is more irritating than being in the middle of a presentation and then you're getting blown up by phone calls or text messages or just notifications from different apps like Gmail. It could just start blowing up if you're in an email chain. So just kind of keep that in mind the way you want to customize your focus. The final feature that I believe that will benefit you the most and benefit our students the most is called live text. So what Apple has done is now allowed you as a text option to customize and allow text to be read aloud through any type of application. So I'm going to start here. What I can do is I can press and highlight. I can stabilize my hand here. Let me get in one of my apps. Let's see. Let's go photos. All right, so let's say you take a photo of a worksheet. You might have a student that needs an accommodation to where it's read aloud. Or you might have a student that, if it's just a lot of text, maybe they're very, having it read to them will benefit them more. So what you do, and this is in photos, I have live photos on. You have that PDF button now that highlights specific text that it identifies, but you can press and hold, and I'm going to highlight all this text just to give it an option, and then you can hit speak.
Asset IRG asset description Chewy location building teacher name room.
It's not always going to be accurate just because it can only process what it can see, so you need to make sure the image is as clear as it can be so it can identify that. And like I said, this is just a picture. It works in multiple avenues here. So that was just a picture that I wanted to go over. So students can take pictures of stuff and it can be read aloud to them now. Let me go to, let's say you're in a web browser and there's some text on there that you want read. You just click, hold, drag it out, and then hit speak.
Bundle up to 6 Apple services and enjoy more for less.
It'll read it to them. It has a built-in translator, so it's no longer just copy and paste and a couple other options. I can even hit add to quick note and boom, it's quoted it. So this is the way they have changed the live text feature is so important. Then last one, let me go to my files. So here in files, I have our COVID policy for the year. I can click, drag out, and this is a PDF document. And speak.
The Tishomingo County School District, TCSD, has plans to return to a full, normal school schedule in 2021 to 2022. Daily protocols will reflect an emphasis on sanitation, flexibility, and safety as we welcome our students and staff back into our school buildings.
So as you see, it can take any type of document that has text on it, as long as it can identify the text, and turn it into spoken words. So that is extremely important, not only for accessibility uses, but for several uses for students. And that live text feature makes things, in my opinion, just so much more fluid. It just keeps things flowing in the direction that I would want it to flow in, and allows complete customization over how you view and see text. So those are, to me, the most important features that you're going to want to look into when you get iOS 15. I'm certain once it fully rolls out, you'll see a ton of more features, and you can Google iOS 15 features on YouTube and find a ton of different videos. But to me, these are the most important things that I wanted to showcase to you, so you would be aware of and you can start using immediately in your classes when it does roll out. Again, there are going to be other features. The Mac is going to change uh, very, very little, but it'll have some performance stuff, and then it has more fluidity between using your iPad and your MacBook, just them being able to communicate easier. But the main thing I wanted to go over is your iPad because that's what your students are going to have, so you can show this to them and let them explore these features as well. I hope this helps you, and when iOS 15 rolls out, I hope you'll be able to take advantage of all these features. Thank you.